All right, today we're talking about what is, honestly, the most critical year in a child's academic life, first grade. And listen, this isn't just another year of school. No way. This is the moment where the switch really flips. It's when all that hard work of sounding out letters finally blossoms into the pure magic of reading. It is absolutely the year of fluency.
Okay, let's just jump right in with this because this one slide tells such a powerful story. So, based on some amazing research by Anderson, Wilson, and Fielding, a kid who reads for just 1 minute a day gets exposed to about 8,000 words a year. Not bad. Bump that up to 5 minutes, and boom, it's over 250,000. But look at that last bar. Get this, 20 minutes a day, that shoots them up to 1.8 million words in a single year. I mean, that's not just a bigger number, that's a whole different world. So, that incredible number we just saw, it's not just some cool trivia. It perfectly highlights this really big idea in reading research, an idea that explains why first grade is such a massive tipping point.
So, back in 1986, a researcher named Keith Stanovich used this very phrase to describe something he called the Matthew effect in reading. And the idea he had is so simple, but wow, its impact is massive. Basically, early success in reading creates this powerful snowball effect. Kids who get off to a good start find reading fun, it's rewarding, so guess what? They do it more.
And you can see exactly how this plays out on two very different paths. On one side, you've got this awesome virtuous cycle. For strong readers, reading feels good, so they read more. Their vocabulary just explodes, and their understanding of the world gets deeper and deeper. But on the other side, for a child who's struggling, that cycle is vicious. Reading is just plain hard work, so they avoid it. Their vocabulary starts to stagnate, and that comprehension gap just gets wider and wider. What starts as a small gap in first grade, well, it doesn't stay small. It compounds.
Okay, so that's the why. That's why this year is so important. Now let's get into the what. Let's really dig in and break down the specific skills a first grader is working to master. This is the toolkit they're building to crack the reading code for good.
So the big #1 goal for this entire year, it's all about fluency. Now, this isn't just about reading fast. It's about making the act of figuring out the words so automatic, so effortless, that their brain is totally free to think about the good stuff, the story, the characters, the jokes, the meaning. Think of it like this. Fluency is the bridge that takes them from just sounding out words to truly understanding entire worlds.
And the foundation for that bridge is phonics. In kindergarten, they get CAT, cat. But in first grade, we're moving way beyond that. They're starting to master those trickier patterns, like the silent E in cake or bike. They're tackling consonant blends like sta and blah, and digraphs like cha and sha. And while all of that is going on, they're also building up this mental library of over 100 common words that they can just recognize in a snap.
So how do we know if all that practice is working? Well, one way is by looking at this number, correct words per minute. Now, when you see a target like 50 to 80 words a minute, this isn't about some race to see who can read the fastest. Not at all. It's just a really good signal that decoding the words is no longer taking up all their brain power. And all of this, the phonics, the speed, it all builds to the most important milestone of all, comprehension. I mean, think about it. If you can read all the words on a page but have no idea what's happening, are you really reading? So in first grade, we look for these really clear signs of understanding. Can they retell the story, beginning, middle, end? Can they tell you who the main character is and what their big problem is? And crucially, can they go past what happened and start answering why it happened? And finally, let's talk about writing, or, the fancy term for it is encoding. But I love this way of thinking about it. It's basically reading in reverse. When a child can hear the sounds in a word and then write down the letters for those sounds, that is one of the most powerful signs that their phonics knowledge is really locked in. It's the ultimate proof that they've truly cracked the code. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in, but here's the best part. You have so much power to make a difference right from your own home. So let's get practical. Let's get into the how with a simple, high-impact playbook. One of my absolute favorite exercises is called Sound Spell Right. Seriously, it is so simple but so powerful. Here's how it works. First, you just say a word, something like ship. Step 2, you have your child break it apart into its sounds. Sh, I, p. And the final step, they write down the letters that make each of those sounds. This tiny little activity does something amazing. It connects their ears, their mouth, and their hand, just powerfully wiring those reading pathways in the brain. All right, I've got 2 more game changers for you. First, something called repeated reading. Just have your child read the same short, easy paragraph 3 times. That's it. You will both be amazed at how much smoother and faster they get by the 3rd time. It's a massive confidence booster. And second, and this one is so important, please don't stop doing this. Keep reading aloud to them. Even after they can read by themselves, when you read them more complex books, you're filling their head with amazing vocabulary and cool story ideas they can't get to on their own yet. You're fueling that love of stories.
So really, here's what it all comes down to. You don't have to be a reading specialist. You don't need a teaching degree. Just 10 or 20 minutes of consistent, positive, fun practice at home can be the thing that makes all the difference, the thing that puts your child on that amazing, virtuous cycle of reading success. Because at the end of the day, all this stuff, the phonics, the fluency, all the technical bits, it's all leading up to one single magical moment. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What's the very first book you're hoping your child will read to you?